Let's see what we got here. INDO. So INDO kind of sitting by itself there. I need to fix that. That looks ugly. Display. Cancel and transform. Oh, transform. Yeah, I don't know how that got that big, but we'll work with it. INDO. All right, that should be good on that. All right, so looking at the scans today and everything, INDO was the leading on the morning. It did have quite a bit of a run up on Friday, and kind of coming back and just resting on the $5 flat. Had a bottom during this pre-market, I believe. Yeah, bottom down here at the 391, popped all the way back up. And it's kind of trading within this range, this value level. The majority of the trading that's happened today has been between 492 and up here to 581. So we'll see how that goes. And I was also noticing over here on the oil did come on back down to earth after trading these last couple of days. It went up to 87 and now it's on the downward move of its swing here. Let's go over to the higher time frames. So it checked in right here at the 86.98, right around that 87. It actually went higher last time though. I wonder, is it going to just continue to go up? It's kind of just in a pullback. This month has not gone red yet, but I don't know. Will it get that extra strength to go up there? Because it did something like this before in this area, dipped back down and then came back up a little bit. So I always try to look for patterns to tell on themselves for a higher move. Anyway, back over here to the main. We'll see if INDO actually is something, but INDO isn't even up 10%, so we'll see. SOXL, what's this one now? Looking for some things that are at least up 10%, right? At least gapping. You know, 2% open up isn't really a gap. 4%, not really a gap, but 10%, that's when you start, it's like, okay, we can see it visibly on the charts. SQQQ had a nice gap down here, so from what, 1084 down here to 1071, but it's not a small cap or anything like that. It's one of the inverses, so that gap, even though it looks like a nice gap, it's not really down or up much. It's down 2%. INDO coming back over 505. We have about 15 minutes or 25 minutes to the bell. Waiting and watching. I traded INDO once before, but I actually was trading it as a swing instead of a day trade. I think I traded it. Let's see, it went up here. I can't remember exactly, but it was like 2023 up in here somewhere. But it did end up breaking down, and I think I stopped. I had drawn some. These red lines are old because all the lines I put out now are usually white. But yeah, it broke this down, and I went ahead and stopped out of there. And now it's popping back up to this level, and we'll see how it holds up the 430s ish level. And we look out here on the main, where's the 430? 430 is right back here in this section that it popped down into. So yeah, definitely shows some kind of interest in that level. Let's go and check out what kind of news is on the SPY. I know over the weekend, or was that the weekend, Friday or something like that, I saw some reports of like, you know, Iran and Israel reports. So we'll see how that affects any kind of oil movement. And that may be one of the reasons that oil kind of slowed down coming into the weekend. But, you know, people kind of bracing for impact, trying to see what's going to be going on and how it's going to affect the overall oil economy. Good morning, Michael Buns. Yep. So yeah, basically, what we're doing here, we're looking at the opening market in the opening market data as far as the indices, the SPY, the inverses, and where the momentum is in the market on today. So usually I trade between $5 and $20 and get some pretty good returns on smaller share size. So I don't really have to take huge share size to make money. So that helps me reduce risk. And then, you know, I just benefit from having the confidence that even if it does go down, I'm not going to lose that much. But yeah, it's been an interesting little weekend here. Good morning, Donnell. Yeah, INDO continues to show that it's finding a little bit of pressure from this upside. It actually looks like it's kind of consolidating between 4 and maybe 575. I don't know which way it's going to choose to go. It's got this down here, 575 up here, and it's trading right around the bottom of the the value area, which is 493 or $5. But anyway, other than the day trading thing, I also do the dividend investing, getting those nice, sweet dividends. Uh, you know, those payments are beautiful. Um, and they definitely curtail any kind of losses that I would take in day trading. Plus, they definitely help me out on my taxes as well because they don't get charged like income tax, or they don't get charged Social Security and Medicare, but they get charged as just regular income without Social Security and Medicare taken out. That's a lie. Not regular income. Dividends are taxed at what is it? 20, I think it's like 22 or 24% or something like that. Don't quote me, but yeah, they're a little bit different than income as well. I was thinking about regular trading. It doesn't have Social Security or Medicare. but dividends have a couple of other benefits, and it depends on what you're invested in. And if you're a investor in just a stock, or you invested in a stock that actually produces and purchases resources to procure other resources, like oil companies. They purchase like big machinery and things like that with investors' capital, and you actually get some kickback off of that. Or solar companies that are having to buy solar panels and things like that to produce solar electricity or solar energy. One, but yeah, this morning I'm kind of looking around. Danielle, are you seeing anything in the lower ranges, like under five, that are moving maybe 100, 200%? Because last week we had 200% movers almost every day. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I think Friday we got one later in the day, or it might have been right at the start. I don't know, but I do know last week was a huge ripping week. So we'll see what happens after, especially after the whole Iran and Israel news that came out. I just want to see how the markets react. Let's go out here to U.S. futures rise as nerves settle after Iran attack. Okay. Profit surges Goldman Sachs. I used to have them bank with them, but they had high yield savings, but they got beat out. Let's go over here to BBC. Trump's historical hush money trial to begin in New York. Okay. Western allies call on Israel to avoid escalation after Iran attack. Oil prices dip after Iran attack on Israel. That's what I was saying, with oil going down like that. It was probably due to this news. That's why I wouldn't just dive into oil till there's some type of certainty. But then again, some people love uncertainty. They get in during the uncertain period, and if it goes up, they get blessed. If it doesn't, they have their risk managed, hopefully. How much does it cost to sell your house? I don't know. Selling a house can be expensive. When all is said and done, the cost can total as much as 6 to 10% of the sale price. On a $400,000 sale, this would come to 24 to 40,000. What? Yeah, I guess. Because you got to pay the realtors, you got to pay the whatever realtor broker you go through. Everybody gets their piece. But I don't know. Real estate's always been. I like getting invested in passive real estate, but actively doing real estate, it's like, so many hoops to jump through. Danielle called out SNGX. Let's go look at that. SNGX actually doubled its price, right? Closed at 38 on Friday and has doubled its price up here towards 71. Okay. And what's the percent gain on this one? I can't really see it yet. Let me put it over here. SNGX. It's up 82%. Okay. SNGX. Oh my gosh, did I just close that? I hope I didn't close that. Yep, I did. I definitely did. Okay, let me go over here and grab that. Load my home day trade. There we go. All right. SNGX. It may actually take the cake on today if it can. What's it got? 31 million shares traded. And remember, these with tighter ranges, you know, a lot of people take bigger sizes, of course, because I mean it's not moving like 5-6 cents. But we want to see what that open looks like as well. It's got a value level. Top side is the 72. Bottom side is the 57. We'll see the ATRs calculate on the open. I don't actually know what the if it has a catalyst. If it doesn't, it's probably gonna be a purely technical trade. CMGX. Okay. Press releases an hour ago. So an hour ago, FDA grants Soligenix. Let me click on that. FDA grants Soligenix orphan drug designation for the prevention and post-exposure prophylaxis against Marburg virus infection. Okay, we got to see what that is. Because I am not sure. Okay, Marburg virus disease, MVD, is a rare but severe hemorrhage. Oh my gosh, I can't even say these words. Whatever. Fever that affects people and non-human primates. Okay. It is caused by an infection with Marburg virus or Raven virus, both within genus. Okay, man, you guys are using too many words. All right, the virus can be transmitted by exposure to one species of fruit bats, or it can be transmitted between people via body fluids through unprotected intercourse and broken skin. The disease can cause hemorrhages or hemorrhage, fever, and other symptoms similar to Ebola. Okay. Okay, I remember Ebola. Okay, how common is it? It's pretty rare, but there are sometimes outbreaks in certain areas of Africa. During these outbreaks, anywhere from a few people to hundreds are infected around the same time. Okay, so most recent Marburg outbreaks were in 2023. The first was in February 2023 in the Equatorial Guinea with 16 confirmed cases and 12 deaths. Another unrelated outbreak in Tanzania in March had 8 confirmed cases and 5 deaths. Other large outbreaks were in 2012, 2004, 2005, 1988, 2000, and 1967. So kind of spaced out with those outbreaks. Looks like 1967, almost 20 years, 30 years till the next time they saw it. And then 5 years, and then 5 years. So people, you know, different populations, people traveling and things like that, getting new exposures to this disease. Symptoms happen in 2 phases. The first phase, the symptoms last 5 to 7 days and includes fever, chills, severe headache, cough, muscle or joint pain, sore throat, and rash. This might have raised or flat areas. Let's see. You might get a little better for a day or two, then additional symptoms start. The second phase of the symptoms can include abdominal or chest pain, vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, unintended weight loss, bloody stool or vomit, bleeding from your nose, mouth, eyes, oh my goodness, and confusion. Okay. Okay, so semi zombie apocalypse, you know, almost. But it is headed towards back up to this 71 cents. It may end up being something. And one of the things that I was looking at, different traders trade differently. Some people trade like literally the first 15 to 30 minutes, and they're looking for that quick pop. That's all their day is. They wake up, they're like, yo, let me find this quick pop and see which way it's going and, capitalize. So, and I don't think that's a bad way to trade, especially if it's working for them. They wake up, trade for 30 minutes, get on down the road. That first 30 minutes of volatility. Um, INDO kind of flattening out under the $5. We have about 10 minutes left to the open. And we got two that we were kind of keeping an eye on. Well, not really. INDO, I'm not really keeping my own. I saw oil going down. So, SNGX is the one. Cheap, but it is the leading mover that we're seeing right now. Has 32 million shares traded on it. Oh, let me go check the float and stuff before I forget. Okay, so SNGX. It looks like it has low float. It has shares outstanding of 10 million. So yeah, float of 10.48 million in this one. Interesting. I wonder are they working on any other drug candidates? Let's see. Late stage biopharmaceutical company focuses on developing and commercializing products to treat rare diseases in the United States. The company operates through two segments: specialized biotherapeutics and public health solutions. The special biotherapeutic segment develops SGX 301 Hybrite, a novel photodynamic therapy which has completed phase 3 clinical trial for the treatment of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, and SGX 942, an innate defense regulator technology that is in phase 3 clinical trial for the treatment of inflammatory diseases, including oral mucositis in head and neck cancer. This segment also offers proprietary formulations of oral biclomethasone 17, 21 dipropionate. Oh my gosh, dipropionate for the prevention, treatment, and gastrointestinal disorders. Okay, so yeah, they're in there. They're working on several things. They also look at all these keywords they got. They got lymphoma in there, which is cancer. They got the word cancer in there. They got COVID in there. So they got a couple of description words in their profile here. It was incorporated in 1987 and headquartered in Princeton, New Jersey. Okay, so we got about 7 minutes to the bell. We'll watch this one out of the open, and we'll see what else populates out, after the open as well. Very, very interesting. But anyway, looking at the daily chart on this one, zoom back a little bit. We can see, actually, let's just look at the monthly first. This thing has had some reverse splits coming down. There's no way this thing was up at $1,000. It's probably just reverse split it all the way down here to 38 cents was the close last month. And now it is opening up around, let's just say 70 ballpark figure. 70 may be a little high. Okay, I just put 69. All right, so 69 in there. Let's look at the daily chart as well. You can definitely see that it has been selling off. Had a previous pop-up, so it does have some history of doing pops like this. Even if these values aren't the right values, we can see the candlestick patterns. It does have a history of popping up. Now, I don't know if it can actually get up here because of the reverse splits, but I see that it's had some pops back here. Okay, so we'll see how that reacts on the 4-hour chart. Kind of came up there to that 69 level. 1 hour, yeah, right around that 69. It has the top of these bodies at 71. So yeah, I think 71's. I'll leave both of those on there. Anyway, I always forget to put this disclaimer up. Anything that you see on here, especially when I'm doing like analysis and looking at, different things to trade, understand that the bias can change, especially in the small caps, which we trade, which can get very, very volatile. 1 second, you can be like, okay, this is a good buy. And then you see a huge candle tear everybody up, and you're like, okay, I may need to wait. Right. So, definitely enter into any of these trades or any of these ideas that we're formulating with your previous knowledge of how you trade and your strategy to keep you safe, um because yeah, it gets real out here. And if you don't have any kind of risk management, you can definitely lose a lot of money. And just be okay with, if you need to cut it. If it's breaking your strategy, if it's proving you wrong, cut it. you know get on down, because there's always we got 4 days left in the week. You're gonna find something else, and if you don't, guess what, there's next week. So yeah, definitely save your shoestrings, because they will take your shoestrings, shoes, clothes off your back, everything. All right, so we're seeing SNGX pop back off of this control point here of the 64.93. And we'll see how it reacts to getting back over 70 at the open. We have 3 minutes until the open here. And it's just playing right into this level. Right now, just by the way it looks like consolidation. So it's going to have to make a decision which way it wants to go. Has a value high level up here of 74 right under that 75. And then it has a value level low down here of 60 cents. Good morning, Mike D. We're looking at this cheaper one. It's pretty much the leading mover right now, SNGX. They got a bunch of different keywords in their profile, cancer and lymphoma and things like that. And just seeing what it's going to do. It does have a recent history of reverse splits. But looking at the candlestick patterns, you can see that it does like to pop up and then come back, pop up and come back. So it can be very sporadic. For these, I wouldn't really call this volatile. A lot of people would. They're like, oh man, this thing's moving back and forth really fast. When I think about volatile, I'm like, how much distance is it covering? How hurt can you get in this stock? You know, because if it goes up 10 cents and then drops 10 cents, that's, but we know the other week we saw rent, which was dropping $2. So if you take 10 shares, you still getting a little bit hurt. Good morning, Lori Lee. All right, so we are about to get an open here, 50 seconds, and everything else will populate for us. Mm-mm. 10 seconds. We saw it kind of playing around this level between the 69 and 70, 75. Let's see how it opens. All right, new ATRs are out. ATR high is at the 73. ATR low is at the 62. Kind of testing back up to this level. Let's see which way it wants to go. Reliable Rudy called out ICCM. ICCM. Good morning, reliable. All right, so we see this one had a launch up here from 124 all the way up here to 178. And it is up 11%, so it is up 10%. Definitely what we like to see out of the open. We want to see at least 10%. Come on, give us 10%, you know. Let's go and look at ICCM. Ice Cure Medical Limited. So Ice Cure Medical Limited is a commercial stage medical device company, engages in the research, development, and commercialization of medical devices and cryoablation, okay, freezing of tumors in the human body. It offers ProSense system, a single probe system for the treatment of breast tumors, and iSense 3. Okay, that's close enough. That's really close to breast cancer. Uh, we know breast cancer can get up and get a little dangerous here. And iSense 3 system for ablation indications to urology, oncology, dermatology, gynecology, general surgery, thoracic surgery, and proctology. Procto, Proctology. Okay. The company was incorporated in 2006 and headquartered in Israel, Caesarea, Israel. So that's an Israeli stock. Okay. So that is I'm gonna put that one on the watch. SNGX. SNGX, did it get up there and touch that ATR high there of 74 cents ATR high? So it did kind of come back through this level that we were thinking it needed to make a decision at. Okay. And knocking at that ATR high, getting through it a little bit. 75. Okay, so there's ATR high break. Now can it break and hold? That's the question. It needs to hold above this 75 cents. And like I said, some people, they have a strategy specifically for the first 15 minutes or the first 30 minutes. So they trade in this and they're probably using like the 1 minute, 2 minute, a lower time frame to see what's going on in here. And now it's up to 86 cents. Nice little, and we'll see if it wants to test and hold this ATR or come back and test in this little level here. Looks like it's halted though at 86 cents. ICCM, ATR came and tapped the ATR high there, but that does not mean that it is done. You know, I would say it's still got a couple of keywords in there to play out. But right now, SNGX, now that it's halted, eyes will probably come over here. It's up 122%, so it should be coming on my scans as well soon. We'll see what happens there. INDO ended up going back downwards. Had the new ATR high up here of the 518. It did drop below this $5 level all the way down to 451s, and I'm wondering, is it going to stay below this with oil coming down as well, and with the uncertainty of the Iran crisis or whatnot? We'll see. But anyway, let's see what time this thing is going to unhalt. So SNGX halted at 933.44, so should be opening up at 938.44. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see what this SPY is out here doing as well. SPY coming down to the ATR low, finding itself down here, and we'll see how low it goes. Previous ATR high was right back here, almost at the same level, and it's dropping down below the ATR low. Tesla continue to drop down. Man, I'm so glad I sold out of my Tesla stocks. Oh my gosh. I am so glad. I didn't even hesitate. I just reacted. I saw the news and I was like, I'm out. I'm good. I'll keep my shoes and shoestrings. All right. ICCM just in between has an ATR of 144, ATR low of 128, almost 125 that's holding above and forming a little bit of indecision here. So after this big come down, can it start to work its way up and out of here towards this one, actually up to the 150? Has a value level high of 162, value level low of 130. So just trading around the low edge of this right now and could get up and get going, but we'll have to see. It needs to get over 10% and hold over 10%, only up 8% right now. Okay, so now seeing SNGX on my scans as well. It's popped up. And here are my scans that I'm looking at. So I got ICCM that I put out there, but it is not over 10%. And so, yeah, not getting a whole lot of love. And then on the top volume, this is only over $5. So no low floats really in here that are doing anything. INDO just continues to drop through the floor to the value level low there. Just not looking great. Okay. And this one was supposed to open up on the 38. 38.44 for SNGX. We're above the ATR high. We actually broke over the pre-market high, and we're gonna see where this thing wants to hold. The value level high is the 76 right now, and it's with this price range, it's very far from the value level low. So we'll see how it holds. Yeah, Donnell said he grabbed 2,000 shares of that thing. Oh man, 2,000 shares of SNGX. He's out here working. Got in at the 70 looking for that ATR break and, getting it. All right, so we have about a minute left to the unhalt. ICCM going on down. I don't know if it's going to be coming back up to 10 percent on. It's not even up 1% right now. It kept dropping. So SNGX is looking like D1 on the day. And we're coming into the open. If we look over here, relative volume, it is 273 times its relative volume, 42 million shares traded, and relative standard deviation is crazy as well. So definitely eyes on this one. About to unhalt though. Let's see. On the 44, 38.44. And here we go. So there's the first move out of there. Up to 88s, 89s. Woo. Okay. Still above the ATR. Did not snap below it. That 75 is holding. ATR high. So still bullish in my book. Needs to close this candle though. A lot of times we wait. Well, I try my best to wait for candles to close. Sometimes I get impatient, and that's how I caught a loss last week. Getting impatient, not waiting for the candle to close, taking action before I even knew the truth, right? The high of this candle just popped up to 93. It's still bullish above that ATR high. Needs to close this candle and show us what the truth is, if it's going to turn around and continue going upwards. But this first candle is a beautiful trade. Donnell got in at 70 and, continue to push. We got 5 minutes left on this candle though. Will it push him out of there a little bit more? Can we see the 95s? See 93s. 93. Okay. Little dips there. ICCM tripping. 90s, get it going. Back over the 90s, seeing the 90s come back in. Can we see those 95s? Like I said, this thing's still bullish. Looking on the buy sell indicator, sellers are not in control right now. They're kind of getting blasted. So we'll see how this candle closes. 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. Now this buy sell indicator is based off of the 15-minute. You can put it on anything. You can put it on 1 minute, 2 minute, whatever. But yeah, it pretty much tells you or estimates who's in control, right, at any given moment or any given candle, actually. All right, so we're seeing buyers come down a little bit, 75s. Okay. Can we see this thing over 90 and holding over 90 for this candle to close? And remember, this is the first candle out of consolidation. It was consolidating in here, huge pop. So it still has to make a decision if it's going to be holding here. Value level low that we really want to see it stay above is like the 78 right here, 76-ish level. But yeah, it's holding that for right now. Coming back. Is it going to get below this value level here? Nope. Getting a little bit more buying around there. 3 minutes left on this 15-minute to close. It could still pop up. It's holding right there at that value level. Can we see 85s, 86s? 85s right there. 86. 80. Okay, yep. Coming on back to reality. All right, so it is under the value level. As soon as it dropped under there, you saw how much pressure it found there. Still bullish in my book above the ATR. Has not snapped that 75 cent level though. If we look on the higher time frames, we can see the daily ATR out here of 76 cents that is trying to hold above. The bottom here is at 59 cents based on the daily in the ATR plot there. So about 76, 75 cents is what it needs to stay above. Or it may need to come down, consolidate, and then try again later on in the day. But yeah. Back above 80s, 82s. 110% on this one. And now has 300. Last time we looked, it was 250 something relative volume. Now it has 382 in the relative volume and 59 million shares traded on it. It's a lot of fingers, a lot of people, a lot of action. And we'll see if it can hold over 100%. If it gets under 100%, you know, may fall off of some scanners, because if it falls under this 75, that's pretty much what's going to happen. Back to this level that it was struggled in, or we thought it was going to struggle in earlier. Popped down, popped right back through it, got up, and we may see a retest down here. But if it breaks down this level, I'm thinking it's just in consolidation between the ATRs, and it's going to have to make another decision. All right, this 15-minute candle is about to close. We're going to see that, and it's back above the value level. So we're about to see if it can get buying pressure off of this and go higher. There's the value level. It's trading right above. No wick to the downside, just going straight up. So value level 81, 80s, back up to the 87s. Now that is a lower high, so, you know, but it's still bullish based on where it is right now. Let's see if they can push into the 90s again. Up 122%. All right. Pushing down a little bit. So that's the wick downward. Now we want to see. This is only the beginning of the candle though. So, all the way back down to ATR high. Stopped at the ATR high. Of course, duh, everybody can see the ATR. So they're going to have a little bit of pause break right there. And popping off of that ATR right there. 75.76 Now that it's tested, can it just crash through it? If it just passes right through it, it has no respect for that level. But it definitely got a test right there. Wow. Look at that pop back up there to the 80s from the 75, the ATR high. Let's see how it closes this candle. Can it close back above the value level? Value level right now is 80 cents. Needs to close above 80 cents to continue higher. But it's definitely still bullish in my book. Clap the ATR, bounce back up here, but this candle has not closed, so it's not done lying to us. We don't know where it's going to close. But if you're looking at lower time frames, that may help if you're taking some small scalps in here. That was a big bounce off that ATR though. I didn't expect it to even show that kind of respect. But right now, buy sell indicator, we have 69 on the sell side, 38 on the buy side. We want to see those buyers start to take control, get over 50%. '80s on board. There's the buyers getting over 50, 60. Okay, can they continue pushing it up? 60%. Can we get 70% on the buyers? 50-50 right now. Just a battle war zone at the value level high. $62. We can close around the 80s. I'm thinking it's still going to be trying to go upward at least one more time. The bodies of these candles actually stopped around the same area, which is the 84-ish level in here. Needs to start to hold that right in here. The two bodies of those candles. If it does go down, it will be forming like a tweezer pattern where the bodies are about at the same place, and then it'll get going down. But if it holds up here and doesn't form a tweezer pattern, this is looking like it's going to be trying to get back over this 83-ish level. Looks like it's trying right now. Let's see, buy sell indicator still around 50-50. I don't like it. I want to see a decisive buyer win out, right? I want to see those buyers 70%, 80%, whatever. Blow them out. $59. Keep showing it. Those 65s. Can you see 65.70? Yep. 69. Can we see 70s? 67. Gave it up. So I don't like the way that this failed multiple times on the body of that candle, trying to push over. Gotta wait for that candle to close. What else are we watching? ICCM came down to the ATR low. This is one that Reliable Rudy called out at the ATR low and showing a little bit of pressure off the ATR low of 128. Had the ATR high of 144 and is up 8%. Can it get back over 10? Going back towards this ATR high, it will be getting back over 10. I want to see if it can break that, because as long as it's in between here, I'm thinking it's consolidation. It's kind of to make a decision to break these levels for me to be like, have conviction that it's actually wanting to move up. Okay, SNGX, like I said, it was struggling right there at the 84s. I really didn't like that struggle boat that it was on, but continues to pop back. Reliable says he doesn't think ICCM will have the continuation until the FDA ends up approving it. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we kind of want to see them get over 10%, show some conviction in it. The thing is, with the relative volume, it's only up 16%, or not 16%, 16 times the relative volume, whereas SNGX is just taking the cake on the day, and I think it's actually moving up. Uh, Okay, it's back over 80. I thought it was through there. Got to be over 84. Lori and Reliable Rudy think that SNGX is over, but I think it's over. It's still holding above this ATR. It needs to break this ATR high for me to be like, okay, it's bearish. Because as long as it holds up here, buyers will come in. And I'm thinking it can get past this 84. It's got to break the 75 down for people to give up on it. Now it is only 5 cents away from the 75. So in the bigger picture, the bigger perspective, it definitely doesn't have far to go to break it down. But, we'll see. Got to break down that 75 though. Laura Lee called out LGVN. LGVN pumping up here as well, up 76% on LGVN. Okay, let's go look at this one. It is above the ATR high as well. Had some pre-market moves in there from 187 up here to the 301s, came back down and broke the ATR high there, up 76%. Let me see if it had any kind of catalyst like these other ones. LGVN, Longeveron, an hour ago. So Longeveron Clearmind randomized phase 2 clinical trial evaluating Lomecel B in mild Alzheimer's disease accepted for featured research session oral presentation at the 2024 Alzheimer's Association International Conference. Let's click into that. All right, so a clinical stage, and I wanna know what you guys are doing now. Phase 2A study results. Clearmind is a phase 2 randomized clinical trial. Okay, this will be held July 28th to August 1st. So this may be something that you put on your watch list to watch for that time that's coming up. For sure. Let's see if they're talking any money today though. Are they talking nope, doesn't look like it. Let's see, just agreements, and that's all stock stuff right there looking forward. But for today, oral presentation. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely if you play medical stocks, just put it on your watch and keep this date in mind, July 28th through August 1st. We'll see how it moves today, but we'll see. LGVN up there. SNGX HHX has not given up that 75 yet, still looking quite bullish to me. I mean, I would just put my stop at 75 and be like, okay, if it breaks that, I'm just out. I'm just gonna lose 5 cents, It's whatever. But since I don't trade these, I can't speak on that because I usually trade above $5, so I have a little bit more confidence in them moving big. All right, LGVN going down under 63%. Coming down, trying to get a little test there on that 265. I don't know how it's gonna do today, but when is July? It's in a couple months, so we got some time. But remember, most people, it's buy the rumor and you can sell the news, right? A lot of people, they'll get in early. They'll see it pop up like here, wait for a couple of weeks, let it die down, get in and look for that date coming up. So that's one strategy that some people use, right? They just build into a position, and once it gets close to that date, if it drops, oh well. But if it pops, could be something nice there. We're still struggling around the 80s here, and it just needs to break over the body of this previous candle. Why is it taking its time so much? This is a big indecision. Big indecision. Okay, okay, okay. There it is. Knew it was still gonna be bullish up here, man. Come on, man. Go ahead and break over that 88.90. Go ahead and push them out of there. Tell them your name in Gaelic. Let's go. Got to get over those 90s now. So definitely has proved that there are buyers above the ATR high. Just needs to hold. It keeps struggling right there. What in the world? Just take off. Stopping people out. So this is the kind of movement that gets a lot of people stopped out. The back and forth. If it's gonna go, especially for quick scalpers, they get in, and if it doesn't go, they're getting out. Doesn't matter where it is, right? Because they're wrong. So would you hold through this and be like, okay, it got close enough. Let's just see if it can rip over there, or would you be able to cut it? Just cut it before it gets too bad. Again, struggling on the 80s. I really don't like the movement on this stock anymore. It should have went. And I'm guessing that's probably what the other retail traders are thinking. Man, that should have went. Why is it playing? Definitely did not like that pullback. Okay, LGBN still doing this thing. Yeah, ICCM has pretty much lost volume now. Not even moving. And SNGX back up at that level. So it faked them out right there. Probably stopped some people out. And now let's see if it makes them mad by ripping. 84s. 84 again. Man, if this thing goes back red, I really don't like it. This will be like the third or fourth time it's done this. Do not show red. I see volume coming in up here though. See trades coming in up here in this level. Looks like 85s. I'm looking at this blue over here come in. That's what I'm looking at, the volume coming in. But we don't know which way it's coming. We don't know if it's buyers or sellers because this thing's acting so wacky. If it was just volume coming in and it's just pushing upward, you already know buyers are getting in there. But this, we don't know who this is. This is insanity. Oh, it showed red again. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't care if it stays above the ATR. I don't like this choppiness, even if it stays up here. I do not like that. I would let it make a decision and then, possibly come back and do something with it. But at this point, big indecision up here at the top of what was already indecision because this was consolidation, made this big move and really had no oomph behind it. And so we'll see if this comes down. This bottom was the 80s, so it needs to crack down the 80s. Go ahead and get back to these 75s. I do not like that movement that it just did. LGVN still doing this thing above the ATR. It needs to crack down to 265 to prove that it wants to go back into consolidation mode or go all the way back down to the ATR low. We'll see though. ATR low on that one is well, let me look at the daily chart actually. ATR low is quite a bit away on the daily chart, but it rarely ever even touches its ATRs during this trading day. We can look at that pattern. It doesn't really break out of them or anything. Look how far it is away from those ATRs on the daily. So look, one little pop-up up here, it actually got to one. And it actually broke it down on the same day. Came back down through there. So, you know, that's a little bit of scary movement there. But yeah, SNGX, I don't like it. That's 3 top and tails up here. And it's just dying. Below this ATR high, I'm thinking it's dead. It may slow down around this previous level that it found some buying at, but I don't think it's getting back up. I don't like it. It has made everyone mad on the day. And it's good to just spot this before it happens than be spotting it, you know. Now, the first 15 minutes was the cleanest move on this thing. And now it's just a chop factory, you know. Oh, it is time. I have gone past my time. I need to get out of here. We've seen the stocks that are moving on the day. The 3 that were called out, Reliable called out ICCM. Lori called out LGVN. Donnell called out SNGX, which he called a nice trade on. And so I'll keep these on watch just to come back and see how they're doing either for the rest of the day or tomorrow. And as for everything else, I really haven't seen anything crazy popping off. Oops. Crazy top volume. Haven't seen anything crazy popping off. We've seen Nvidia's up and things like that, but no real low floats yet. But we'll be waiting. Looking for something getting over 10%, getting some high relative volume like these were doing, and moving upward. Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're going to continue trading, definitely be careful. I'm about to go and, you know, do my regular everyday day job, as people say, and get it in over there. Reliable, I'll definitely be looking for some more dividend investments. I'll see what pops on the scan for this week if anything enters my zones, and we'll see what gets popping. But yeah, that is it for me today. Also, we have the Discord. If you're not in there, I post all the updates, all the you know, dividends and things that I'm looking at and things like that. If you're interested in dividend trading, that is. A lot of people are here for the day trading, but yeah, we do it all, and we try to increase our passive income as much as we can. Anyway, that is it for today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.